Hello, hello, and welcome back. So, we're at the gym, and once again, out of the fucking blue, the gym is empty again. It's kind of weird feeling there is no music going on, there is no people grinding, and, weight being moved around. It's not the feeling that you should be getting when you walk into a gym, but at the same time, I've said this before, it has positives and negatives, doesn't it? There's no people in your way. You can use whatever you want to use, however much for however long you want to use it. But on the other hand, I don't know. It just feels a bit weird. Feels like I don't know, like I'm just lost in the void. It's a weird one. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain this. But anyway, look, we're gonna start the test day anyway, and hopefully some people are gonna walk in sooner than later. We're gonna do some incline presses with the dumbbells. I'm thinking I'm gonna grab the 40s and rep that one out. And then what I'm gonna do next, I'm actually gonna do just cables, because last time instead of doing bench pressing and then incline pressing, I did bench pressing and then I did cables. So one for the mid pec and one for the upper pec. An exercise for each, I mean. And it felt kind of good. It felt really good, to be honest. I felt the pump for a few days. Oh, not the pump, the pump for a few days. That sounds like a dream. I felt my muscles being sore after a few days. And not necessarily the triceps, which is a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I can't get over this feeling of the gym being empty. It's weird, like it makes me feel uneasy. But at the same time, there's no people around, so we can do a little bit of a dance thing. But other than that, yeah, it does feel a little bit weird. Anyway, look, we're gonna start the first set, and we're gonna go from there because I've talked for far too long. Oh, nice, nice first set. That was 11 reps, 11, 12 reps. That was pretty good. So we're gonna do two more like that, and then we're gonna do a mini drop set. And after that, we're gonna move to the cables. I really liked how the cables felt last time, if I'm honest. It's just that soreness, because, bodybuilding, when your goal is to make your muscles as big as possible, therefore you're doing hypertrophy training, hopefully. But if you are doing it, you should be aiming to isolate the muscle groups as much as possible. So you should be choosing exercises or doing exercises in a way that will actually isolate the muscle as much as possible, if not completely. So for example, the preacher curl is very good at isolating the biceps. I don't think it's 100%, but it's as close to that as it can get, right? And there may be another exercise like the laying down bicep curls that's also very good at isolating the bicep. So when it comes to the chest, although presses or any sort of presses, bench press or incline presses, they're very good for the chest and overall strength and stability for your upper body, sure. However, nothing really beats cables. Again, when it comes to hypertrophy, right? I'm not talking about strength. I'm not talking about feeling like a man or anything like that. Purely speaking from hypertrophy, starting from back there and then bringing things there, it really isolates the chest. There isn't really anything else that could do the movement unless you're using biceps, which don't, but So if you are doing it right, which is pretty easy to do right, if you're doing it right, you're isolating the chest. You get a sick pump on your chest, and obviously you're gonna feel sore for days to come if you actually train hard. So that's why I kind of want to do cables. Isolating muscle groups also means that you add less systemic fatigue. So if I were to do bench press, because of the way that you set up your body, you kind of like use more muscle groups for stability and to obviously move the weight. But when it comes to cables, you're not really using your body for anything. You're just using your pecs, and you know the weight is not as much as it is with the bench when I'm bench press. Because usually when I'm bench press, I have 100 kilos or more for reps. With the cables, I don't know, I have like 35, 40 kilos on the actual cable per arm. So it's like, it's so much easier to do. And obviously cable resistance is very different from, you know, free weight resistance. Obviously free weights also means you're going to have to be balanced. But yeah, I like cables and I think it's a very good alternative. So we're going to do the second set in like a minute and we'll go from there. All right, let's begin the second set. Ooh. Right, let's begin the third set. Oh. Woo. Right. We're gonna grab the 30s and start the drop set in a few minutes. I'm just gonna catch my breath and then that will be that. Ah. And with that drop set, we're done. So we're gonna start the cables now, which means I can actually move the hat around. Oh, that's much better. That is so much better. I can finally see, and you could probably finally see my face, which I guess is not necessarily a positive, but you know, it's to its own. So we're gonna start the cable, sort of. We're just gonna start the cables. We're gonna start with mid chest, just because I did mostly upper chest now, and then we're gonna go to the mid chest to finish things up. Don't, don't know if I'm gonna do any drop sets there. I might just do 4 sets with the weight that I'm gonna be working on anyway, and just do 4 sets for each exercise, and then that's pretty much gonna be it for a test day. You don't really need much more than that, to be honest. Like 3 exercises that hit almost exclusively chest. Obviously, incline presses hit front delts as well, triceps, obviously. Cables, not so much. Maybe a little bit of front delt, not really any triceps. So, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we're gonna go over there now, set up shop, and do the 2 remaining exercises. So we're going to king things off here with the cables. As I said, we're going to start with the mid test and then we're going to move to the upper. So I've talked about cables literally just 2 minutes ago, but obviously I've talked about them before in other videos. What you're trying to do is really to just extend and stretch your pecs as much as possible. And I put the camera from that angle just so you can see how much I arch my back and how far behind I go. And obviously see the stretch on the pecs. Because this is what you should be aiming for when you're doing these kind of exercises. So I'm going to start the first set. And we're going to go from there. Okay, that might be a little bit too heavy. So I'm going to go down a bit. We're going to go down to 6 plates instead of 7. I'm just going to take a plate off because it's just. I mean, I think I did enough reps, and obviously the depth was there and the control was there. But I wanted to do a little bit more volume. So to that extent, I'm just going to take a plate off and then do the second set in a second. Oh, yeah, 6 plates is a lot better, especially for that stretch position. A lot better. I prefer it, so I'm going to stick to that. And I just think I'm going to do the 2 remaining sets with the same weight. I don't think I'm going to do a drop set. It's just if you do the drop set here, it kind of drops a bit too much. It becomes a bit too easy. Is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'll keep the same weight for the remaining 2, and then we're going to do some upper flies. I'll show you what they look like, but yeah, we're going to do some upper flies, 4 sets there, and then we're going to call it a day. Oh, that was a good set. Right, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to move to the upper chest. All right, that's done. Now we're going to do the upper test. Nothing really changes here. It's just this is going to have to go on a slight incline. Well, that's a bit too much. There you go, slight incline. And then the positioning of the cables is actually going to go down further down. So the cables actually come from down there and not kind of like midway through. So that will allow me to kind of like do this a bit more easily and effectively. So yeah, I'm just going to set that one up, take a few minutes break, and then I'm going to start the final exercise, 4 sets. Again, not drop sets. I don't think I'm going to do any of them today. And that will be that. I have a small feeling that 6 plates might be a bit much, but we'll see. Yeah, I think 6 is a bit much. Again, our rep range is alright, but I just want to do a little bit more volume before I actually reach failure. So I'm just going to take a plate off again, go back down to 5, and do 5 for the rest, for the 3 remaining sets. That should be good enough. Yeah, going back down to 5 plates was definitely the right decision. Definitely, 100%. It feels so much better. And obviously, I was able to do a few more reps and control them more and pause at the stretch position, bottom end of the position of the range of motion, rather. So, yeah, that was good. So we're going to do 2 more sets exactly like these. I'm not going to do any drop sets or anything like that. And then we'll call it a day. A good day, because my chest is getting out of control. Oh, well, that's the 3rd one done. So we're going to do 1 more, and then we can wrap it up. That's that. That's that. Not bad at all. So we're gonna have this one up. Because as far as test goes, the pump that I have right now is fucking incredible, which is what I'm looking for, obviously. But yeah, we're gonna call it a day. 3 exercises is all you really need for testing. Like, unless you're obviously gonna do a push day, then things change a little bit, don't they? But yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow with some back. So yeah, for now we're gonna call it a day, and I'm gonna go home and eat like a motherfucker because I'm hungry. Peace.